I think we're good to go. Good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Praise be the spiral. Praise be the spiral. Hope you're doing well. I'm feeling kind of good today. I'm feeling kind of good. It's been a productive day, both at work and kind of just prior to the stream. Um, yeah, it's been pretty good. So I've been doing. Well, I'll show you actually. New logo for the intro screen. So I drew that today based on the cover, which I won't show you yet. I will show it you when well, the pre-orders hopefully will go on Saturday. So when the pre-orders open, then obviously we can talk about the uh we can talk about the box art and stuff and kind of who's been involved with that and what I think of it, because I absolutely love it. So, but this is the logo that we're using for the game. It's a little bit different to the C64 one. It's kind of hard to see really because of the size of the window, but unfortunately, I can't really make it any bigger in this. Do you take Apple gift cards who don't have a ton left over? That's not for me to say. That's for Bitmaps off to say. Do you have a ton? What you did? Nobody wants an Apple gift card. I mean, what's the exchange rate on an Apple gift card? Is it like £100 of Apple gift card to £1 of actual real money? I think that's probably what the things are worth, right? I mean, what's an iPhone? About £1,000. So £1,000 of gift cards worth about £10. So yeah, I'd pay £10 for an iPhone, just so I could smash it up live. I would do that, I would definitely do that. If somebody gifted me an iPhone, I would smash it up on stream just to get views. Oh, sorry. Just under 1,000. In fact, I wouldn't even care about the views. It would just be hilarious to smash one up, just to trigger people. Gameboy Color have a Z80 CPU. Not quite. It has this sharp thing, which is kind of a halfway house between a 8080 and a Z80. It's very weird, and I'm not very keen on it. Anyway, let's crack on. So what I've done is let me give you all some points first. So what I've been doing is today is just kind of thinking about the design for the intro. Um, and I was going to do it with scrolling, but I realized that I'm not actually using scrolling anywhere in the game. And while I could implement it the same as the C64, I think it would kind of it's almost like a nasty tease really to show something scrolling on and then be flick screen for the rest of the time. So I thought I'd probably avoid doing that instead and do it as like two separate screens instead. But I did some GB game complete music day. I assume the game will actually have an ending part. Yes, it will. Yeah. Um, so let me explain what I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks. So the first well, you miseducating last week. What are you on about? Oh, I don't know what you're on about. I probably forgot already what I've said. I'm kind of hyper today. Oh, I see. Okay. Um, yeah. So what I'm trying to do is before the end of this week. So I think we're probably going to open pre-orders on Saturday. I mean, it's down to Bitmapsoft guys to decide when that is, but the latest I know, I think it's going to be Saturday when they're open. At which point I'm gonna spam all my social media channels and spam the Discord, and advertise the hell out of it on every stream that I do, to hopefully get you guys to share it as well and get as many people interested in it as possible. Um, So my aim before then is to get the game in a state where I can start passing it out to testers. Because what I want to do from the pre-order point onwards is really just be left with bug fixing stuff that testers report and little bits of polish. So the game is fully playable. We've seen that. We've gone through it on stream twice now, or 1.5 times. So it's definitely playable. Actually, no, we went through it twice, I think. There's a couple of bugs I need to fix, which we're going to do tonight. So there's the getting stuck in the scenery. We need to make sure that doesn't happen. Um, and then there's also one screen that has a weird jump bug, so we need to look at that. Everything else can be done after it gets sent to the testers. There's the intro screen that I'm trying to set up for the testers, so it's just not just simple .cog. I'll show you now, actually. There you go. So we've got something like that. I mean, I'm going to put an image in the middle here. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but I'm going to put something in the middle here. I'm probably going to change the color of these things here as well. And I may have this as a scroller instead with credits on it, rather than just a copyright on it. Oh no, it's Game Boy, not Saga. It's called The Saga Begins because that's what the C64 version was called. I always intended on doing a second game, and I still will at some point. Well, I don't think I'll do it on the Game Boy though. But it is the tagline for the first game, so so there will be an image in the middle here. At the moment, it's just going to take you straight to here. That's absolutely fine. That's probably what the testers are going to get. They're not going to get this intro here. Oh yeah, let me start the quiz as well. There you go. And then they just get to play the game. So the only difference will be that they'll have this screen thing in the corner, which won't be in the full game, so they can report bugs to me. I've got a couple of people, who can test, which is good. I will be testing myself as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The game is fully playable, and the only thing that doesn't happen is a completion. So when you come back through this door, this green door at the end of the game, and come to here, there's no completion as well. So that's something else the testers won't have. They won't have the completion screen um, straight away. Anyway, I will work on getting that to them fairly soon. So the second version they'll get, which will probably be after about a week or two. So I'm intending to get this version to the testers round about the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. And then the second version will probably follow about a week later, which will have things like the completion and the intro, and just so those things can be tested as well. But the main game is fully playable, and that's kind of the important part at the moment is getting that bit tested. And I, other than any changes that come out of it, I'm not going to be making any level changes to the game. So hopefully anything they report can be fixed and then kind of forgotten about. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's really not a lot to do. Dropped Steps' music in as well, of course, because at the moment it has got the music, my old music in. But I'm gonna remove that so that there's no music playing. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. So what I want to do tonight is the getting stuck area. So we need to go and find somewhere where we can get stuck first. So I can get the screen number. I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's pretty neat. The enemies feel just about right. Um, I'm going to play through it on a real device as well. So we've got a couple of people playing it on real device. I think, or at least one person is playing it on a non kind of standard, uh, like a kind of emulator device, but still a handheld. Be good if somebody wanted to play it on the BGB emulator as well. That'd be handy. So if anybody wants to do that, let me know. Um, okay, so here's a spot where you can get stuck. Okay, so this bit here, Of course, now I can't because I've not got any power. Uh, yeah, okay. So this bit here. So screen 45. See, I can get stuck in the wall. So this is the perfect place to test this. So let's start by fixing this bug, and we'll work our way through. Two main bugs. One, we've got a jump block that happens in a particular place that we were looking at last time, and this one. These are the only two kind of show-stopping bugs at the moment. Yeah, there you go. Oh my god, it goes so big. This last click is just so big. It's crazy difficult to see the text. Oh, pardon me. Not stunned to see like more than a decent amount of text is what I'm saying. So, oh my god, your massive fucking TV, and you still can't see that text. You didn't realize it wasn't Sublime. Oh, you sat 30 feet from it. Sit closer then. Do we need to buy you a TV, an 85-inch TV to strap to your head? I think that's maybe what we need to do. Okay, so I did have some code. I think it was in Collision here, um, which did. All right, here we go. Nudge player left 2 pixels if stuck and can't move left. Okay, so this was where the code was, but maybe it's not being used anymore. Or it did change the offsets here a little bit. So I'm going to put that on the next line because I can't see here. Just click once more on the Explorer and whether it's blue onto and this Explorer should close. Oh yeah, that's not a problem. It's the vertical that's the bother to me. But yeah, I can leave it closed for a while, I guess. Feels a bit better, yes, thank you. Hey Zappy. Okay, now you can read it on your phone as well. That's how ridiculously big that text is, because it can be read on the phone now. But I mean, this is the way to do it, because I've seen people coding on other streams and they have their text like, they have it like that big, and that's just impossible for anybody to read. Some people maybe they're not interested in the code itself, more about the chat. But I kind of like people to get involved. So yeah, me too. To be honest, I have it quite small. The funny thing is since starting the streams, because I set all my IDs to be whatever point this is. I mean, it's huge. It must be like 32 point or something. Um, because I set all my IDs to be this, I get used to doing it, and then I forget. Um, and then I go back to coding like for my job or for myself, and when I'm not streaming. Um, and I spend maybe 2 or 3 hours with the text on massive before I realize, oh my god, I should make it smaller and make my life a lot easier. Um, but yeah, whatever, it's fine. Okay, so this is blocked left. Nudge player left 2 pixels if stuck and can't move left or right. Okay. So if we're blocked left, then this is now checking the right. Okay, so this is the whole check for moving. Okay, so it looks like this is the check. Player control here. Okay, because it's only checking. Should it cause a death if you get wall spotted? No. It should just move you out. which it was doing, but I've obviously changed something that's caused it to do something different here. So if the player is invulnerable, okay, let's just do that for a second and just make sure. So I have my, oh, what did I do there? I've broken something. I have my green screen coming on Thursday, so I'm actually going to try and set up on Thursday evening before the stream, or Wednesday or tomorrow evening. Well, probably Thursday evening actually. The new background system, so you guys can kind of pick backgrounds. Kind of looking forward to it. What I'm going to do is I'm basically going to fill a folder full of images, and if you can guess the image name, yeah, so that works. Yeah, if you can guess the image name, then you can change it. So you'll be able to do like this. It'll be something like I don't know, like Paris, for instance, right? And if if there's an image called Paris.jpg, then it will change to it. If there's not, it won't do anything, and you'll be able to do that once every 5 minutes or something. Um, or you'll be able to pay shimmer shillings to pick a random image, and it will just pick one at random that hasn't been selected before, and change it to that, and then tell you what the name is as well, so you can pick it again. But at no point is it going to record a list of at no point are you going to be able to get a list of the images. You have to remember what they are, sort of thing. So it should be interesting, and I'll allow you to kind of send me images and stuff. If you're a sub, you'll be able to send me a couple of images or something. Give the sub something as well. Okay, so that seemed to work. So apparently this invulnerability timer um is an issue here now. Player invulnerability timer should, wait, that's weird. That should, oh, okay, I see what that's problem is here. Shocker. Shocker. I wasn't actually doing a comparison of the value. Cool, there we go. Okay, so that's the being stuck thing fixed. There was another place, stuck in pillar at 57, and the extra life extra life dialogues I haven't put in yet. So I do need to put them in. Which is basically around this life here. And this life here. I'm not going to put them anywhere else, just on these two. Actually, no, I'm just going to put them on. I'm just going to put it on this one. There isn't really a need for it to be on every single life. So let's quickly stick that on. Okay, so 2545. Okay, so 254511. You will find extra. Got to try and make it fit the thing. There are extra lives. Damn it. This is so hard to get right. There are extra 1, 2, 3 lives. To be found all across the map. So keep an eye out. There we go, that will do. Let's export that. Save it first. I'm drinking Copperberg again tonight. It's become my kind of drink of choice, this. It's nice and easy to drink. I kind of drink it like it's just normal pop or something. It's a little bit worrying, to be honest. It is very refreshing. Yeah, exactly. It's easy to drink because it just tastes like lemonade or something. Toffee. What? Toffee Copperberg? Seriously? No, you're pulling my leg now. I got a little help now. Toffee apple cider. Oh wow. Okay. Not Copperberg though, but it's Brothers Toffee apple cider. Interesting. Might have to get some of that. Yeah. Never heard of that before. It's interesting. Okay. Okay, that's good. So let's do screen 57 now. 'Cause 57 had a few things. So one, you could get stuck in it. Two, there was a jump bug in it. So we need to fix the jump bug in it. Oh crap! It puts me outside. Okay, let me go to 58. Hang on. There was. Didn't I change this? Didn't I change this last time? I changed this. Yeah, and there's the jump bug. Okay. I don't know why that hasn't carried, but okay, let's fix that in here. Okay, so I need to put one of them here and get rid of this here. I need to put this in here and get the tiles right around here. So it's like that and like that. Now the issue was that jump in this gap, there was a bug when you hit something around here. And I'm pretty sure it's to do with where you are on the screen, like because you're right at the edge of the screen. So it's wrapping round maybe to here and actually looking at this point here, something like that. So I think what I need to do first of all is just try and well, first of all, is save this so that doesn't happen again, because I definitely did this last time. And then we're going to quickly test this getting stuck on this pillar. And then if that's fine, then I can move on to concentrating on this this piece. So I shouldn't be able to get stuck in this now. And it's perfect. There are extra lives to be found all across the map, so keep an eye out. Okay, cool. And you can see as if I stand there, so see how I'm in the middle of that block completely, and it just shuffles me just enough to the side so that I'm not blocked. So it always moves me to the left. So just have to be aware of that. But it should prevent you from being soft locked now in any place. So you're there, I'm not blocked. Yeah, so it's just good. Still say squish. Yeah, but again, that would be different from the original game. I kind of want to keep it faithful to the original game as well. Okay. So the problem is, at this point here, there seems to be a bug, and I'm not sure exactly where it is. There it is. Okay. So if I stand, no, too far there. If I stand at that point and jump, I hit the roof. See if I can replicate every time. No, okay, maybe I need to be not invincible. Damn it, it's hard to get right. Thanks for the host, Toba Prime. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, see, there you go. And Prize 7 as well. Thanks for the host. Cheers, peeps. Got something sore on my neck. I'm pretty sure I've got a label or something on my t-shirt. I don't know, but really itchy on one side of my neck. Feels scratched. Or maybe it's the cat actually. Kind of slightly allergic to my cats, which is a bit worrying. Yeah, there we go. Thanks for the gift sub, Andy, to Acmafin. Very much appreciated. Okay, yeah, that is definitely the bug. So if it is on, it's right on the edge as well. So I have to be really careful. And I'm pretty sure it's to see. I can't replicate every time. That's the frustrating thing. Okay, maybe it's just a bit less. Maybe it's that. Ah, come on. Here we go. No, all right. He's not even here. He's not, is he? Oh dear. Oh well. I have to say as well, guys, the quality of the entries on the last competition was brilliant. I'm so pleased that everybody did as well as they did. I think. I mean, I didn't really have a go at it. I made something just to verify that it would work, basically, and to give the initial kind of picture. Um, but I honestly thought everyone was pretty good, because I think everybody beat my original version cycle byte wise, because I was on, I think it was on about 20 to 25,000 cycles, um, and quite big as well. I think it was like 200 and something, so it was quite large, um, and I think everybody beat that. So not that that's, not that I'm saying that's much of an achievement, but I think it's cool that everybody did. Yeah, they're kind of, it's kind of weird that it kind of alternates. So this month it is a game jam. So this month it is writing a game for the Mega 65 computer. Because the whole point of these competitions this year is to kind of get some interest in the Mega 65 by giving away one of these Mega 65 kind of case and boards. One of these every month, so people can actually start to develop for the real machine. And while this isn't the real machine, it's as close as you can get to the real machine without actually owning the real machine. So it will allow you to develop uh, for a relative, like 99.9% accurate FPGA version of the Mega 65. There's a few things different on it, obviously, because it isn't a Mega 65, so it doesn't have joystick ports, for instance. It doesn't have the proper keyboard, so you have to use USB. But yeah, the whole point is to kind of get interest going in the machine, and it's doing quite well. So the odd numbered months, so January and March so far, have been um, kind of optimization challenges. So giving people very basic challenges to do things. Kira for joystick ports, even I got it working. Yeah, yeah. But I'm saying, like, out of the box, they don't come with joystick ports. So I give people a very basic challenge to do, and then it's up to you to spend as long or as little as you want, to make it as optimal as possible, but within the rules. Um, so that actually completing the task is relatively simple. It's getting it optimal, which is the challenge. And then on even numbered months, I'm doing kind of game challenges where I give you a target kind of language, um, you have to write a game again for the Mega 65, and this is so that we've got a library of things on Mega 65, so that the guys kind of working on the FPGA can kind of optimize it the best that they can for the device, optimize the device as best as they can. Sorry, for the software. Um, and it also means everybody with dev kits and everybody working on it has some stuff to look at and work through. Hopefully, by the time the Mega 65 launches, there'll be a decent library of stuff to look at. So that's why we're doing it. And this month is a assembly challenge in 45G SO2, and we've got about 4 weeks, I think, just over 4 weeks to do it. Actually, I think it works out 5 weeks if you include. Yeah, it is 5 weeks, isn't it? So yeah. Anyway, okay. So the problem we've got is when we jump here, it does think there's something above us at some point. So I think what's happening is when it goes to get the char position, um, it does it based on the current sprite position, and then uses this offset, and then that will return a character. What it needs to do though is it needs to return, if you basically extend beyond the bounds of the screen. So just looking at this one, for instance, uh, if you extend beyond the bounds of the screen, it should lock to this. So it should repeat the tile that's at the edge of the screen. So in the case of this screen, for instance, uh, if you're checking this location just off screen to the left, it's just this tile extended that way. Same with here as well, and then that way hopefully the collision will remain the same. Otherwise what you get is it starts reading stuff on the next line, and we run into all sorts of weird problems. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm just going to check this get char position function to see if that is indeed what's going on. I think that is the problem, that we're not wrapping that value. So uh so you get the Y position. Okay. Get the X position. Okay, so we get our X position. More than 8. I don't know what that means. Okay, so we're locking it. So we are locking it on the left-hand side. That's what this is doing here. But we're not locking it on the other side as well. So actually what we can do is we can do another check on this side. So the screen is 20 characters wide, so it's 160 wide, which means if you're at 168 on one side, then you're off screen. So what we need to do is we need to say, okay, if we're less than that, in other words, if carry is clear, then we'll jump to, let's just call this less than 6.8. God, it's so annoying. This I so prefer Kick Assembler for everything, and Sublime. Okay. So if it's less than a 168, we jump to there. Otherwise, what we do is we store 167 in there, so it is less than 168. So if it's 168 or above, we make it 167, and that should hopefully lock it onto one side. Now we do have this add accumulate E. Is that by any chance the value that? Oh no. So BC is our XY offset. Okay, so we're adding there actually. So actually, I'm going to move this down. So this seems like a bit of a weird thing to do, but because we're adding a value here, I want to make sure that when we add the value, if it's over this value, because otherwise it's not going to matter. So I'm doing the actual check here. So let me put a note in to say check if new offset is off screen more than or equal to 168. And again, that's because we've got The screen is 160 wide, so it's 8 times uh, 8 times 20. It's 160. So I was thinking about the game then as well. 8 times 20 is 160 plus a strip of 8 pixels down the left hand side, which is the kind of border for the sprite basically. So hopefully that should stop that from happening. Let's have a look. It might not do. I'm just taking a guess on what's causing the issue here. So okay, so one was successful. No, okay, that didn't work. Okay, but now it's checking up. Now, is there any other place where that needs to happen? The Y position. I guess what I need to do is I need to put a breakpoint in when we hit that point and see what happens. So I think this is right. We definitely need this in. But let's put a breakpoint in the jump routine so that when we hit the roof, we can see what's going on. So okay, there's a lot of places called jump. So hopefully there is obvious place for this somewhere. Check terminal on him. Move. Here we go. Play a jump and fall. Okay. Jump in. So are we jumping? If so, we do this. And then this checks above us. Is it a solid or a ladder? If it is, then we go to end jump. Which is this bit here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just flip this around for a second. Just so I can do this and put a breakpoint in here, you see. Oops. Oh my God, I'm pressing so many buttons wrong. It's terrible. I'm sure this keyboard is not right for me. I like the feel of it, but I don't think it's kind of working for me properly. I'm still mistyping a lot of things. Maybe it's a bit too small or something. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just getting old and cranky and don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm basically working on this bit here. So I've just flipped this condition round to jump to here, just so that I can stick a breakpoint in if we hit that condition. Hopefully that will mean. Oh, okay, I've got an error in here now. Start create that. Oh, damn it. So I'm typing things all in weird places. So what we should see is if I jump, hit the roof, which I'm not doing actually. Okay, interesting. So it hasn't hit the brake at all there. Can we jump? Ah. Okay. So the problem is here that actually fails. It does two checks. It checks on the left and the right side of the player. So I'm going to put it in here. And yet still infinitely better than a Spectrum keyboard. So you laugh, but I actually quite like our keyboard. I actually quite like it. I mean, the font is, I mean, the font is super childish, but I actually quite like the keyboard itself. It's, but you know, it's not going to be mechanical, and it's going to feel like crap. So, okay, so it is hitting that breakpoint. Uh, so I just want to check now if it hits it when I do. Okay, there we go. So it is hitting that breakpoint, which means it is finding some collision at some point. So the question is what is it finding? Um, okay, is there a way to find out? Get child position, get child collision. It's collision solid or ladder. Okay, so return the address and DE. Okay, so I'm going to push D here, and then I'm going to pop DE here. And I'm just going to indent these so I know that these are things I need to remove at some point. So the reason I'm yeah, should be fine because the check is done here, but D should hopefully contain the screen address, I think. Um, nice logo, yeah. Do you recognize it? Yeah, I've been meaning to put it into the game for a while, so I did it today. Digitized it from the art files uh the art files I got. I got to say I have been scratched, I think. And then kind of worked it into a just about fit on this screen. It kind of works. I think it's close enough to it. And like I say, I'm just going to put an image across the middle. So I'm going to like the middle third of the screen is going to be a band with some kind of image in the middle. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. It could be the cover art. I'm not sure. I need to find a good way to digitize the art and tidy it up. I'm not very good at the art side of things, so it might take me a while to do it. It took me a while to do this, so I'll do my best anyway. But I'm thinking there'll be something here, and I may move this down one line and change this to credits instead. Um, so this would either cycle between various uh, messages, or it would just be a scrolling message. I think a scrolling message is probably the right thing to do here. And I've not done a scroller on the Game Boy, so it'd be an interesting challenge. I mean, not a huge challenge because it's works basically the same as the C64, but uh, okay. What was I doing? Yeah, there is no AMK points, fortunately. Maybe I should implement that. So let me note that down because I've got a few things. I want to have a look at the overlay this week, possibly before Thursday's stream, um, but certainly before Saturday's stream because I want to get the background stuff in. That's the important thing. Oh, okay. Uh, ooh, what's going on there? Ooh, ooh. Oh, okay. I removed the pop D there. Really important that I have that pop D there, or else that happens. What am I doing? I swear I'm pressing something wrong and inserting things in weird places. Oh, jump out of reach. Okay, God's sake. Seven three eight. Seriously, come on. Okay. So if I, well, let's just try it out here first. So if I hit the roof and then look at DE, C2EA. Okay, that's not the. Oh, this is the shadow screen. Okay. Okay. So that means I need to check screen RAM to EA, whatever that might be. Okay, so this is C0, so this would be. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, shadow is here. Shadow font. The shadow map. Okay. Is at C200. Okay, shadow map starts at C200. Let me just check that here. Yeah, C200. Okay. So that means the. I've got so many windows open here and none of them the right one. There we go. So if DE is at, what was it? C2. Wait, well, that's completely wrong. C2EA. Okay. C2EA, then this is at 9CEA, which should be here. Which looks right. That's correct. Okay. So now we need to try and break it. Oh my God. Of course, it's not going to happen now, is it? There we go. Okay. So now it's saying C312. So that's 112, which is on this screen. Wait, what? Well, it should be breaking at that point. It's not for some reason. Try again. Ah, the screen's already gone off at that point. Is that the issue, that the screen has gone off? Because what it's done is it's bouncing off this one here. So uh position is 1-2. So 1-1-2. So that's 9D12. Which means, yeah, it's bouncing off this brick here. So it's doing the collision while the screen is actually disabled at this point, or while the screen is in the process of being transferred over. So interesting. This should be an interesting thing to fix. Okay, so we know why it's happening. It's happening because the screen is changing, and while the screen is changing, it's reading the wrong side of the screen. So in reality, what it should be doing is reading it over here. So maybe the problem is that the player is moved too soon. So let's have a look at the player. And the player is it that one? Yeah, it's this one. And the player at X log is, well, you can see where it is on the screen there. And you can see it's far. So the black square shows where it is, and it's in the wrong place. So actually, the player needs moving to the other side immediately. Okay, so in order to do that, what do I need to do? Okay, so first of all, I need to figure out where the player is being changed. I'm gonna leave this code in for now. It's fine because it's a good breakpoint to have. I'll just make a note where that is. 750 in player. Okay. So then it's going to be, I guess, in map. No, hang on, map. Right, let's have a look at how the thing works. Okay, so we do player control, player jump and fall, set player sprite, player collision. So somewhere in here, in player control and player jump and fall, probably in player control, we decide whether we're on the next screen or not. And then the screen is drawn, and then we set the player sprite, and then we move. So my guess is that we're not updating correctly here, maybe the position. Let's go and have a look. So here's player control. Player control should do all the basic checks, but then it should also check if we've hit the edge of a screen. Uh, check for ladders. Check for screen exit. Here we go. So if we let's check the right, so we're doing right. So if we've hit this value here, 9C, which we are at 9A actually, we're not at 9C. Okay. Interesting. But is that because our shadow sprite data? So let's have a look at C100. Because remember, we have two sets of data. We have the data that's actually the future data, like the next frames data, um, and the data that's currently in the sprite. So while the current sprite say 9A, actually it looks like it's 9A in the shadow ROM as well, shadow data as well. So could it just be that that value needs reducing a little bit to 9A? But that wouldn't explain why we're not moving off screen at the change screen. Yeah, so I don't know why we're changing. That's a good point, actually. We're changing screen far too soon. Okay, let's put a breakpoint in here. Close all these windows. Okay, so this is going to break when we change screen to the right, as you can see. And we've hit the roof as well. Okay. Okay, so we're in a change screen routine here. Our position is 9A though, so I'm not sure where it's getting this value from. Oh, player X. Okay, that's different. Okay. D40B. All right. Okay, that is indeed 9C. All right. Okay, so the player X position is off screen, but not the sprite itself. So I'm going to change this routine to, instead of using the player X position, to actually use the sprite position, which would be that. See what happens there. If this works, then I'll change it around, but for Y as well. Okay, put me on the wrong screen completely then. Oh, because God, now it thinks we need to. No, it has to be that. Okay, I think what I can do here, change screen. Okay, I think what I can do is I can take, because my player X has been changed. It's been changed here as well. So I think in the change screen routine, I can set that to be the position of my sprite as well. So that's immediately available to the collision as well. So in here, here's where the screen is changed and the map is drawn here. But then what I can immediately do straight after the map draw, or even before the map draw, it really doesn't matter at this point. Let's go. Maybe does map draw have? I think map draw has an enable screen and disable screen. There's the beginning. There's the end. Well, maybe it doesn't actually straight away. All right, let's do it here then. Let's give it a try. It might work. It might not. Going to put it into this location. Just store X immediately, and that's just going to make sure that actually it should be being set here as well. I don't know why that's not actually happening, but let's try this out anyway. It might work. Okay, which breakpoint have I hit there? Okay, let's just turn the breakpoints off now. So I had one. Here. And the other one's about 750. Uh, right. Oh, see, I'm still hitting the ceiling. God damn it. Now, is it using sprite data or is it using meta sprite data? Because it should be using meta sprite data. So let's check in here. No, let's get in the meta sprite OAM. Okay. Oh, wait. It's this, isn't it? Not these. So it's not C001, it's these. Okay, so this is C0A0. So, damn it, right. So is it going into ignoring the up from the jump? No, it's like it's hitting the. What's happening is as I jump across, it's registering this as the sprite as being here, and hits this basically, because I think it's to do with I think it's to do with the way that the meta sprites work as like a shadow RAM and the copied in. I think there's just a bit of a timing issue around it. Steps. That's the most random question I've seen anybody ask someone else in chat. So congratulations on that little award there. He's asking you what you prefer, Andy. for when you share. There we go. So this is what the meta sprite is saying. Sorry, no, this is what the sprite is saying. But the meta sprite, is that right? Is it the third one, Z80? I think that might have solved it. Yeah, it has. It solved it. Oops. Oh, it's one you knew then as well, Sean. Well done. Yeah, that's fixed it. Okay, cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to store the player X, but I'm also going to store the player Y as well, and just make sure everything um, is set up. So the reason this is happening, there are three layers of sprite positions. There's the actual hardware sprite position. So this is the position that we see when we look in here at the sprites, and it points to where the sprites are on screen, right? So this is the actual hardware sprite position. This is no good to us because this can only be updated when the screen is not being drawn. So that's a problem. So the reason we have the shadow sprite RAM is for that very reason, because we have an issue where we can't update the sprites midway through drawing something, but we may want to do that. We may want to change the position. So what we have is we have a little routine that when it gets to the bottom of the screen down here, it copies the data from our shadow RAM into our OEM RAM into this area here, and that's the second layer, the shadow RAM. But there's a third layer, and this is the meta sprite RAM, and that's because each sprite is made up of 4 quarters. So rather than have to control 4 things separately, we just have one meta sprite, which just tells us what our kind of piece is, and where it is and what color it is, sort of thing, whether it's flipped or not. And that's our third piece. So I think it's the third piece that needs to be set, because they're all staggered. So what's happening is when you jump into the next screen, um, the screen changes and it says, "Oh, move the player over here." It sets this player X position, which is just a variable in RAM somewhere. But that doesn't get applied to the sprites for another frame. So there's one frame where you're still over the other side of the screen. You're still on the right hand side of the screen, even though you should be on the left. And so what's happening is when you're going into this second screen over here, instead of being the blank space like they should be, you're actually hitting this instead. Uh, so that's what's causing the issue. So I'm just going to transfer the same things to the Y as well, just to make sure we're catching all of those values correctly. So in terms of Y position, Y is 60. I think that's correct. I think if I change that to 80, oh no, it's C0A, this one here. So change that. It doesn't change because my player Y is set to something different. Okay, but it's C0A1, C000. Okay. Because for some reason Y comes before X on this. So okay, that should fix our issues there. And we've also implemented a nice safety feature in that we don't check anything beyond here, so we're not wrapping around to the next line, which could have also caused some issues. But now that's shouldn't be a problem. So I'm just going to try jumping across here a few times. That's pretty good to me. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting across that perfectly fine now. Okay, cool. Right, I'm going to cross that one off. So that's the stuck in the rocks, stuck in the pillars. The extra life dialogue is in there, and that's done as well. So the sprite priority check is the only other thing I kind of need to do, but it's a small thing. It's not going to affect the way the game plays. It's really just a visual thing. So when some of the enemies, oops, some of the enemies jump behind the brick, so you'll see on this guy when he moves up the screen, he's actually appearing behind the brick. It's kind of hard to see, but he is doing. And so it will just increase the kind of visual fidelity a little bit if I stop him from doing that. Which I'm going to do once it's gone out to testers. I don't see there being any problem with that. Just trying to think, was there anything else I could do? That's not bad. That's only taken me an hour and 10 minutes or so to sort those things out. That's pretty good. I guess we could look at the transition into the game. So the first screen and then the second screen where the ship lands as well. Or the completion, I guess we could do as well. So there's actually something, even if it just says game complete for now. Yeah, let's do that actually, because the game you can start the game okay at the moment, but you can't complete the game at the moment. So let's put a game completion screen in there. So that means what we need to do, first of all, the easiest way to do this is when the game starts, we have a flag that we clear, which is the game can complete flag, basically. Uh, Sounds kind of stupid, but that's what we have. So we have a game can complete flag, and that's set to false. If you touch this ship with that game, oh, there's a bug that we could do with fixing actually. Yeah, actually, that's probably a good one to have a look at in a second. Um, if you touch this ship while you've got the game can complete flag enabled, then you will basically disappear. The ship will take off up here, and then you complete the game. For now, what I'll do is I'll just put a dialogue up to say game complete, and then when you close it, it will go back to the intro again, just so that the testers have got something to confirm that they've completed it. Now, the best way to do this is when you come through here, which I need to get the key for. As soon as you grab that, as soon as this dialogue plays, then game complete can complete is set to true. So now at this point, you can complete the game. But obviously, you can't get back up that way. You have to go through the entire level to do that. So let's quickly add that in, and then we'll take a look at the sprite on the spaceship, see if we can fix that. So just put a bug in here. Game can complete. And then in the main here, so this is where the game starts. Here, because this is this is the intro. This is the main game. Okay, so init player. That's the one to do it in. So let's go and find init player. Oh my god, it's gonna be that one, isn't it? Yeah. So awkward with massive fonts. Init player sprite. Okay, so we'll just do it here. So we're going to take the value 0, which we do by using XOR, and we're going to store that at game can complete. So now if we bump into that ship and game complete is set, we can do a completion. Now, the easiest way to test this is, first of all, start by setting it to 1, and then just get rid of this in a second. And then we should have in enemies here, there should be a ship update. Here we go, ship update. Okay, so it's not that one. There will somewhere there will be a collision check against this, and I can't remember where that is. I think it's treated like a key. Let me just take a quick look. Initialize key, initialize enemy, initialize ship. Okay. Enemy check, first direction. Check enemy to player collision. Okay, here we go. We've collided here. Collectible collision. We've collided here. Contains the item type number. If D is more than 6, then it's a collectible. Okay. So we're going to put a breakpoint in here. We're going to have a look what the collision number is. We go. In the accumulator, so it's 10. Okay. Call kill player. Okay, interesting. That's what we will be doing here. Oh, if it's more than 6, then it's a collectible. Okay, it is more than 6, so let's go to. Oops. God's sake, my skills of keyboarding tonight are terrible. Here we go. Shit. Return. Cool. Okay, so quite easy. So we just call open dialogue for now, which is what we do on device. An open dialogue is a macro, I believe. It must be because I'm not doing anything else on it. So, and I think one of the things it's doing is checking if we're on the screen with the device. First door screen, first bridge screen. See, first bridge screen. Dialogue screens. See what happens. I think it's going to show that you've grabbed the device thing. Okay, it's. Oh, what have I done? Source enemies keys. Open dialogue. Open dialogue. Oh, because it's a macro. Oh shit. All right. Oh, seriously? Okay. How does a macro not scope the frick? Oh god, so stupid. Ugh. This is why I want kick assembler. All right, on to the next side. Actually, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll deal with this bullshit. And just get a dialogue to open, even if I have to create a completion dialogue, just a temporary completion dialogue. What I'll eventually do, it auto scopes it because it's a macro used many times. Yeah, but it should make these local to this macro. So outside of this macro, it shouldn't matter. So I can paste this macro in 20 times if I want, and it should scope it. But it doesn't. It treats it. It's basically doing what you think a macro is doing, in that it's just copy pasting that code in place regardless of, and because there's no, no curly brackets, it's just, yeah. Yeah, it is. This is why Kick Assembler is another reason why Kick Assembler is great, because you can use local labels like that and never have that problem. Possibly. I don't even know if you can do that in this assembler. I have no idea. Oh, sorry, Jamie. uh, that's funny. All right, cool. I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I like that. Perfect timing, because the person you were chatting to was talking bullshit. Uh, all right, let's get the cider open. Okay, so the problem we've got is that this stupid assembler is, I mean, there might be a way to do it, and I just don't know. So I shouldn't really blame the assembler here, because there might be a way to do this, and I just don't know it. But it's fine. I can work around this, because actually I don't need most of this anyway. The only thing I actually need is this bit here. So I think if I just put this in routine here, call dialogue, let's call it. And call dialogue. Doesn't make any sense, but okay. So what this does is it draws dialogue based on the screen that you're on. So it basically just means we need to add a dialogue to that screen. So at the moment it's not going to do anything. Where's our keys? So let's go and quickly add a dialogue to the screen. It just needs to be something really simple, game complete, something like that. So you'll see there's 2 ships on here, and this is because the ship is a special case where it actually it needs 2 halves to it. So the first time it draws one, it draws the top half. The second time it draws one, it draws the bottom half, and that makes it draw both. That's why it's a little bit weird like that. Oh, quiz. Let's stop the quiz. Thank you. Oh, Jaguar game. I mean, there ain't many Jaguar games, so. Ah, Acmafin. Here he is. Only an hour and a half late for his gift sub. It's not bad. How you doing, Acmafin? Hope you well. All right, so I'm just going to put game complete here. It's just a temporary thing. This is definitely not going to be the permanent thing. It's just something to make sure that the completion thing works at all. Oops, that should be there. Yeah, so I put it here so that you can't accidentally hit it. But hopefully you should still be able to trigger it with that code. So and then obviously this will be replaced eventually by a whole kind of completion animation sort of thing, which is essentially like a game over. It's going to behave like the game over, but it's going to be its own thing, not obviously not a game over. Game complete. There we go. And then it just hangs because actually no, it just does game complete. and that does nothing when that thing disappears. Okay, so I just need to make sure that when that is removed, actually, I need to be careful I don't mess around with this too much. Actually, I can do this easily. This right, okay. Easiest way to do this is going to be to call the dialogue and then set another property in the RAM. Actually, I need to move the RAM over to there because I'm struggling to see everything on this goddamn screen. Thank you for the follow, Yades. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. So game can complete and game is complete. So the reason I'm putting this in is just to make sure that when the player hits that dialogue, that value can be set. Damn it. Oh, God's sake, where's the player now? And then in here we can do a check for I think there's probably already a check for game over in here, so it's just going to be similar to that basically. Yeah, we'll do it here. Okay, so load accumulator with game is complete. Compare that with 0. If it is 0, jump to skip complete. Which will be here. Oh yeah, sorry. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I think that's a 5-pointer there. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, 5 is the minimum I can give, unfortunately. But I think that was worth 5. You saved me an assemble. Okay, and then we also just need to check is the dialogue open. So so dialogue has. Thank you for the follow, Petrovage. Welcome to the stream. So if the dialogue state is 0, then we also go to skip complete. Otherwise, we're going to jump to intro. So this is very, very temporary. What the hell is going on with my caps lock? Okay. Hey, Emerald Drago. Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Oh, okay. So that actually jumped to it before it was ready. Okay. So a few things here. Firstly, this should probably. Okay, we need to work that out. Let's come to that in a second. Okay, so almost there. The problem is now is that dialogue keeps showing. So I just need to make sure that that dialogue will only show if game complete is 0. It should only show once. Okay, it then goes back to here, at which point I just need to get rid of the sprites. Okay, that's not bad. All right. So just turn the sprites off on the intro. Intro in it. Here we go. So that's easy enough. We're going to just take the value 0. Goes like that. There are 160 bytes in the sprite area, so I am going to 160 in here. And then I'm going to put sprite clear loop. And the sprite area is FF. Shit, I can't remember. All right. It is at. It is at somewhere. What the hell is it? Sprite attribute table. Still not telling me where it is though. Oh, FE100. Okay. Just double check that. Gameboy FE100 OEM. Sprite RAM. Okay. Okay, so I think I can just do this and then load. Do that with HL. Can I do HL there? Yes, because it's been used there. Okay. Increase B. Jump, if not 0, to sprite. Clearly, all right. Hey, there we go. Perfect. So there is a little bit of a flash of something incorrect up here, but that's fine. It just means it's just something I need to do outside of the stream, but it does mean now you can complete the game. So now I just need to make sure that that's actually turned on at the right point, and then I will quickly test that that's going to work for us. By I don't know how I'm going to do that. Actually, maybe I can. I fear you are wrong. Okay, so I think what I can do here is see, because this is in a different file, it works. It's so annoying because it doesn't treat macro as a scope at all. It's dumb. It's not the way I would have done this at all. I think I'm super fussy because I've come from Kick, and Kick is like incredible when it comes to these things. I honestly think Kick is the kind of it should be the starting point for anybody's version of assembler. Okay, I think I need good weirdly keys. And while it does some things wrong for sure, it does a hell of a lot right, and I think it's that is the important thing. Uh, Game can complete. Okay, so that's this one up here. So I just need to find a way to get myself back at the top of the screen and onto a different screen number. Because I'm not going to play through the entire game. Tell you what I'm going to do. Tell you what I'm going to do, just temporarily. So there is a dialogue over here, which triggers this whole thing, right? So, including turning the game complete thing on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find that dialogue, this one here. Which is currently up here. I don't know why it's up there. Oh, because it's based on hitting this. So I'm just going to put this here for now. Uh, because there's one there, it should trigger the same thing. I'm not going to save it. I just want to export it. Oh, okay. So game complete still hitting. Game can complete. Ah, okay. That's because if the game is complete, then we don't do this. If the game can complete, sorry, if the game, yeah, if the game can't complete, then we don't do this. Otherwise, we do this. Okay. So this logic will remain, but there will just be some small changes to. Instead of calling the dialogue, it'll call the game complete sequence. Okay, there we go. Good night, Sean. Okay, so now I can't complete, but if I go and grab that device, it will set that flag, and I should be able to complete. Okay. Cool. Okay, so there's some issues with the flicking between the screens. That's just because it's changing fonts, it's doing some copying, and it's actually re-enabling the screen and then quickly disabling it again while it draws the stuff. That's fine. I can tweak around with that. The point is the game is now properly completable. So what I want to do now, first of all, get rid of that. So this is kind of ready now to go to testers because it has everything it needs to be able to test from beginning to end. How fast can a playthrough be? I think about 45 minutes. If you know what you're doing, I think it can be done in about 40 to 45 minutes. It may be quicker. It may be quicker if you're really good. But I certainly am not that good. So yeah, I think the C64 one is about 20 minutes if you know what you're doing. This one has got a lot more back and forth in it. There's a lot more like going to one side of the map, then having to go back to the other side of the map again. So there's a lot more of that in this. And plus, there's twice as many screens. So the C64 version had about 50 screens. This has got 100 screens in it, so quite a bit more. So there's a few things I want to do. One of the things I did want to do is add in a little flash for the key when you grab a key, so it will just like in the console at the bottom. Bronco, hey, long time no see. Was it from scratch? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It was about a year, yeah, but it's all been done pretty much on stream, yeah. So I've only ever done this on Tuesday, so 2.5 hours on a Tuesday. No, sorry, 3 hours on a Tuesday, for a year. So not that bad really. And there's been a lot of times. I mean, this is what, episode 36 or something, like 35, 36. So you times that by 3, and that's how many hours. It's taken me about 100 hours, I think, plus a little bit of time off stream for doing some of the graphics and stuff. So um, yeah, how you doing anyway? I've not seen you for a while. That's really cool. I saw you'd followed me actually before, but I wasn't sure if you were in the chat. So yeah, hope you're doing well. Not seen you for a while. I'm closer to London than you are now. Actually, in London. Uh, it's like a Biden press conference challenge us reads what I type. Yeah. Um, yeah. So one of the things I wanted to add was just a tiny little effect on the keys when you grab them. Um, so you know that that's something that's happened, because in a moment it just appears, right? So I was thinking is that I can use a sprite, just create a sprite animation of just some stars or something just to show that something has happened there, and just play that when you hit it. But again, that's something I can do while playtesters are testing. This sprite thing here, this would be good to have a look at. So let's take a quick look in the video RAM. Okay, so what I'm struggling to understand here is why it's behind on part and in front on the other half. So this is, let's work through the sprite. So one, okay, so this is the top piece. I think it's a sprite ordering thing still. So I think at this point here, our sprite is way after it. So yeah, that's the problem. It's a sprite ordering, and to change that would be an absolute massive pain in the ass. Hmm. Yeah, it is. It is sprite priority, but what I'm worried about now, in order to fix this, what I'd have to do is I'd have to. So at the moment, the way the sprites are ordered is like this. So we have 10 meta sprites, which I'll label 0 to 9. But then in memory, they're like this. They're 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the same there as well, like that. So that means that this part of a sprite is going to appear behind this part of this sprite, which is what we're seeing. Uh, yeah, I was thinking make it charge, but the problem with that is I would have to get rid of this mounting in the background here completely, which I guess isn't a huge problem, but it is kind of the. All right, so let's take a look at the screen. Maybe we do it in the editor. All right. Because the other problem I've got as well is that it's using the collision of these sprites um, to do the dialogue and stuff. So I would have to create dummy sprites that didn't have anything in them for this to work. Let's just try and get rid of. Oh, god damn it! That's the right thing. Okay, let's get rid of the background and see how we could edit this background. Okay, so if I made this, still not going to work, is it? I could make that side bigger, I guess. Yes, I can make that side bigger. Okay. Okay, then what I need to do is I need to make some tiles that work for this. So thankfully I've got some. Oh shit! I've not got room in the character set. Oh, maybe I can. You get rid of the copyright symbol. Wait a minute. How many am I going to need here? Let's. 6. Okay, so I need 6 characters. I've definitely got 3 here. 4. 5. Oh, I can just about do it. All right. Yeah. All right. Do you know what, Andy? I think that's worth at least 25. That's a good suggestion. That's actually because that's going to solve a huge problem for. So I'm going to call that 25 because that could be that could have been kind of quite a lot of. I was ready. I was ready to dig into the sprite code then and rearrange them so sprites were sequential. So yeah, but I think I mean I'd already thought about that and thought no. So that you telling me to do that again has kind of convinced me. But yeah, so that's a big one. Yeah. So you're looking at mattresses. I don't have a give function at the moment. Maybe I'll have a give AMK points thing, but okay. Well, let's try and draw this then. Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do is do this one step at a time, hopefully with characters that aren't used anywhere else in the character set. And I'm gonna have to do it in this grey color, I guess. So what have we got on there? We've got like a dark grey for the outline. Actually, can I see on here? Yeah, okay. Okay, so it's dark grey, light grey fill, and white. I mean, that'll still work with this, so that's fine. So let's do the dark grey outline first. Let's work from, let's do work in this area here first. As soon as we're doing it character by character. Okay, so the blue is the light grey. And the light blue is the white, basically, or a light, very light grey in this case. And this needs to be the bottom 2 here. So let's put those in there. And I'm just gonna put that in there, and I'm just gonna hide these for a second. In fact, I'll put them over there. I'll move them back in a minute, but okay. Oh, that's the wrong character. So I need to use this one here. So now I can start painting here. Okay. Okay, that's the top of the ship. Let's get the bottom section done. So what I'm going to have to do here to make this work is I'm going to, for now, I'm just going to make it work with an invisible ship sprite, so it's working. And then when I work on the way the intro with the ship lands, is I'm going to have to draw this screen once, disable that ship, um, as in remove it, make the sprite come down, and then as soon as the sprite lands, switch it to the invisible sprite, turn these characters back on, and then hopefully that will be okay. It's going to be a tricky little section to do, but hopefully it should be relatively quick. So, okay, so let's do another here like that. So this is the whole thing. So there's no empty spaces on this. So I need 4 characters. So that was 1. Yeah, that was 1. All right. It's not that one. I start drawing. Oh, because it's that one, right? That one. That one. That one. Palette wise, it's this, and this. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, I think that's right. I guess we'll know when it's all together if it looks right or not. I think so far it is right. Okay, yeah, it looks kind of good. So straight down, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, cross 1, and 2. That matches. Then it's like a checkered pattern straight up here, 1 here, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. This ship has been drawn so many times. I originally drew it for the Commodore, and obviously it was extra wide pixels. Then I've redrawn it to make it in chart in this thing, to make it work for the Game Boy. Now I'm having to copy that into here bit by bit because I don't fancy trying to redraw it from scratch again. Is 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's too far. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Is it there? And then on this side, 1, 2, 3, space, 1 here, which is the top. 1, 2, 3 across, 2 across here, 3 across here. Sweet. See, with these things in place, I feel a lot more confident about the pre-order date now. I seem to remember art never being my strong point. No, it never has been my strong point. But this has been all right. I mean, this is something that I I think because of the lack of colors, because there's only a limited number of colors to use in any one area, I can just about kind of get by with it. Um, which is why I struggle with a Mega 65 because there's far too many colors on that bloody thing. But this I can handle. This is just about all right. Good night, Duckster. Thanks for coming along. Not paid any attention really to the stream tonight. How are we doing? been busy kind of looking on here. I've not looked at the stream quality to see if it's lagging or anything, so I apologize if it has been doing. But they're saying that it never really does anymore, so by the time I notice it's doing anything, it's usually too late. So Thursday we're going to do Mega 65 again. Um, honestly, at this moment in time, I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be. I think it's probably going to be collision and player control stuff, but I don't know for sure. So it depends on uh, what I manage to get sorted by then. Cool, there we go. It's in there, and I don't see that appearing anywhere else in the tile set, so that's fine. It obviously, oh, actually, that solves an issue there as well. Ah, it creates one though with the sign here. You can see the issue with the sign. So one issue it solves is that now the the ship isn't there in this mode, but that's kind of correct because what's supposed to happen is if you come back in the old timeline, you're in the old timeline. So because you're in the old timeline, your ship hasn't landed yet. So you have to switch to the new timeline in order to see your ship. So that's kind of okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move these over like that. I'm just wondering whether I need to fix this sign because this is a problem. Because this technically is it's used in a few places. It's used there, and it's used here. Or that piece is anyway. I don't think it's used anywhere else actually. No, it's not used anywhere else. Oh no, it's used there as well. Which would mean I'd need to replace this piece just on one thing, but I haven't got any more space to do that now. So instead, what I'm going to do, oh, hang on, what's that? Oh, I've got space. All right. I'm going to put that in here, this tile set, this color set even. So then what I can do is on the alternate version of this, so when you go into this mode, what you're actually going to see here is this. In this palette. So what that should do is on here, there we go. See, it's filled in properly there now. And then I just need the same with these bits here. So that would be this. That would be that like that. There we go. Hopefully that hasn't broke the sign down here. Nope. And just broke the sign up here as well. Okay, cool. Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen is this is going to look weird because it's probably going to look like there's two ships there. So there's just one at the moment, but you see how it's dead center, whereas on here it's going to be off to the side slightly, which is absolutely fine because I'm going to make the player appear out here anyway. But it does mean we're gonna see two ships, but that's fine. Um, PC is well below. Hang on. Oh, you're talking about I had a load of issue with Twitch and the stream coping out, but it's in a stream point, but say just some weirdness here. Okay. So I get more lag on less PC is more adequate. Yeah, that should be absolutely fine. Chrome Edge, never tried Firefox, but yes, in Chrome. Yeah, I'm not sure. To be honest, I have issues as well. I've got a crazy PC and I still have issues with lag sometimes. So it just depends on what servers you're connected to, the route between my computer to the Twitch servers, and then from the Twitch servers to you. If you just happen to have a bad hop along there, then you're going to get buffering issues. Not really a lot you can do about that. I can change the server I connect to, um, but it just depends on the route, and it will. I think the setup I've got now has the best performance for the majority of people. Anything else kind of affects more people than it affects more people negatively than any other choice. So that's why I'm going with that. So, but this it seems to be okay now. So right, what I want to do. Did I save that? Yes, I did save that. Right. I'm going to save it again when I'm done anyway, just to be sure. So we've got about an hour left. So let's just see if that gets rid of that. So as I say, we're going to see two. Did that save? Yep. All right. Pardon me. We're going to see two sprites here. Okay, but we should not go behind that one. Okay, which is good. Okay, the colors are slightly different, but that's fine. I can change. So I need to change the ship color, not the sprite ship color, not this one. If I change this one, then I'm going to change the grays throughout the levels, and that's going to be a problem. Thanks for whatnot for the follow, appreciated. Hope you're doing well on this lovely Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, even. Okay. Right. Okay. So now we just need to hide this sprite. So I'll change the color of the sprite later. That's fine. So let's just move that sprite over a little bit and hide it. So first of all, I need to move it over. So let's see if I can get it to sit on top by just shuffling it over by 8 pixels. So I'm going to have to do that with, unfortunately, with a bit of hackiness in here, but it's fine. It's not keys, sorry, it's enemies. Some of these things are in weird places. So the ship is kind of like a key, which is why I keep looking in the key section for things. It behaves like a key in that it's something that doesn't kill you and has an effect when you touch it. I wish I could give more battle. Oh, I like that. I like that. It's good. But at least you're honest, right? That's the main thing here. Just got to be honest. Okay, so these are the sprite numbers, which are these values here. A0 for the top half, C0 for the bottom half. Now, weirdly, I have this bubble in here because I was going to do like a bubble for invincibility, but it just looked stupid. So for now, I'm just going to put A4 and A4 for both. But what I do need to do is I just need to position them a little bit differently as well. So what I'm going to do is in here. Actually, can I can't half position things in the. That's the frustrating thing is I can't half position. Actually, hang on. Oh, we must be moving it back. So initialize ship. Yeah, look, here we go. Subtract 8. Increase 2, increase 1. So if I just get rid of all of that, it should be right, I think. Cool. And there we go. So the reason we're still going behind it is because now we've got a sprite on top of a character. And to fix that, we just need to go in here and we just need to change the frame in here. Um, there we go. Yeah, well worth 25 points, that, Andy, definitely. Because as I say, that would have taken me at least an hour of messing around with the sprite system to get that to work, and this looks just as good. I mean, it doesn't look any different to me, but it's still there. So I just want to check it's still there by just going in here and drawing one of these on this edge here. So again, this is just to trigger the game completion system. But yeah, I'm feeling like this can definitely go out to testers now. It's got everything it needs, and really anything I add now is just kind of crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Really, added an image in the main screen, adding adding the splash screen as well for like bitmap soft splash screen in there. Okay, game complete, but the ship isn't there, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? No, I can't because I'm just going to copy that ship. I don't think it matters if it's in both timelines. It's a little bit different to the C64 one, but if I don't do this, it's going to be really awkward to implement. So just for now, if I manage to get time to change the way this works, then I will. But it's not going to be a huge loss if I don't. Find the other pieces of it. There's one. Wow. I mean, talk about using all the space that I've reserved. I pretty much managed to use all of the character set and all but 16 of the tiles, which is pretty impressive. I've still got a completion to do, so but the completion could use a whole. I've got this whole separate. Where is it? Yeah, I've got this whole separate file here which I can add stuff into. Obviously, the game is limited because I don't want to switch between banks too much. So, thanks for the host, Andy. Appreciated. Cheers. Cool. Right, let's give this a quick test to make sure that it's there. The mode to go and get. Oh, God. I need to turn that off as well. There shouldn't be any power at this point. Let me do that now because that's just screwed my test up. So what I will do with the testers is you will have 127 lives if you're testing this. that's not going to change because I don't. I'd like you to keep a track, maybe of how many lives you have, um, how many lives you've used. Maybe I'll put a little. Maybe I'll put a number down here for it, actually how many lives you've used. Uh, I don't know. I'm going to add some debug stuff in for the testers anyway, um, and they might need more. I will work on some extra kind of features just after I give it to the testers. So there will be, you probably get, if you are testing this, you will probably get a few different versions sent to you over time. So, uh, okay, cool. That's all my bugs fixed except for one. There's only one bug I haven't done. Um, see what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the lives to 99, which is 63. Then I'm going to go and temporarily take this. Actually, I can do it. Yes, because I think it's redrawing the screen every time anyway. Again, this is a debug, so this will get removed eventually. Let's find out where that is on the screen. Oh, God's sake, it's going to do that. It tends to. Okay, on here. So yeah, I'll just put it down here. I think bottom of these two guys. So that's 9E26 and 9E27. 7, 6. 2 buttons. Yes, it uses both buttons. So one is jump, one is timeline switch. So you've got jump and timeline switch, which I can't do because I haven't got the timeline device yet. But and it's not drawing my lives at the bottom. Why is it not drawing my lives at the bottom? I die first. Okay, it hasn't drawn my lives. Oh, I know why. Because instead of that being there, that should actually be here. There should be a loop, which is update HUD lives. What's that being called from? Let's do it there. There we go. So you can see how many lives we've got now. So 99 lives. Cool. Oh, it's Esden. Hey, Esden. Thank you very much for the raid again. Very much appreciated. One of these days you'll be online when I'm raiding and I can return the favor. But it always seems to be the other way around, unfortunately. I guess you're a couple of hours ahead. This is probably why. But how you doing? Hope you're doing well. What have you been working on tonight? So for those who don't know, Esden is a hardware engineer. does a lot of hardware kind of electronic engineer. Does a lot of stuff with microelectronics. Designs PCBs, designs really cool kind of things. He's been working on quite a few projects actually. The Glasgow interface stuff is the one I think has been kind of quite busy with. But he briefly mentioned the other day about an FPGA keyboard, and now I'm waiting with bated breath for that. So, but yeah, he's really cool guy. You should go and check him out. Give him a follow. But yeah, welcome everyone. Some project updates, and we tore down an industrial LED analyzer. Oh, okay. An LED analyzer. What does that do then? Does that work out the what's it called? The I can never remember the names. Because I know when you buy LEDs, you have to be careful what is it forward voltage they are and stuff. Oh right, for testing LED arrays. Okay, yeah, because I bought a few LEDs before now, and they've been too weak, and they've kind of blown a lot in the things I've been using. So like you have to know what. Yeah, I don't know enough about LED. I know that I need to work out like what its forward voltage is, and then from that I can work out what resistor to put on it, so I don't blow it up. Used a lot in carnage for instrument cluster development and testing. Oh, like for the big halogen lamp sort of things. Okay, exact hue and brightness. Yeah, that makes sense. And analyze pulse width modulation. Okay. See, I didn't even know they did that. I didn't even know they did that. Shows what I know. I'm more. I can fault find. I can do that all right. So I can take a board and I can fault find it with a multimeter and figure out what's going on. And I can do I can do kind of small surface mount work with a microscope and hot air station. I can do that. I'm just not very good at designing the circuits themselves. I can't do that. I can do very basic things. So I can do simple transistor circuits and stuff, but you start throwing in microcontrollers and stuff. I have no idea what I'm doing. I really should sit down with a, what they called oh my God, what are they called? Arduino. I should sit down with an Arduino at some time and have a play around with it because um, I'd love to learn. I definitely would love to learn. But yeah, welcome guys. Those who come along with Esden. So yeah, I'm Shannon 50k working on Game Boy game tonight actually. Nearly finished. We're just kind of working out a few things ready for this to go to testers soon. And then hopefully we'll be ready to open pre-orders very soon. We fancy pros, a piece of optical plastic and glass. Oh, okay. Show a massive audio mixer. Ah, okay. So they use an optical cable to catch the light, I guess, and then analyze it. That's kind of cool. I love optical fiber. It's amazing. I remember the first time I saw the principle explained, which was when I need to remove that thing as well. Someone was trying to explain how the light bounces because of the something to do with the refraction or something, the way it can't escape the thing. And they demonstrated by taking a soda bottle, a large 2 liter soda bottle, and blacking it all out. So it was all painted black. And there was just a little hole in the side where the water, like at the bottom, where water could leak out. And you could shine a torch inside. And because of the way the light bounced around inside, the light would actually follow the beam of water. And it's the same principle. So you put your hand in the water stream and you would get a light, like a light blob on it, even though it was not directly outside. That was really cool. That was when that's the sort of experiment you see when you're young that blows your mind and kind of gets you really interested in those things. Um, Laminar flow light fiber, yeah, very cool. I think laminar flow is pretty cool as well. I always try, whenever I turn the taps on in the bathroom, I always try and get a laminar flow. I always like it to be perfectly, almost look static. I like that. Anyway, what's I going to do? I was just talking about turning the taps on in the bathroom now. Oh, okay. They gave the laser using a very fine water jet. Ah, okay. That's interesting. That's really interesting. And it has, I guess, it has the added bonus of cooling it down at the same time as well. So, okay, that's all good. So let's save that project out now. So this is ready to go. This is actually ready to go now. Um, so I don't know if Jamie is still on, but I will tomorrow. I don't know if you're on, Jamie. I'll explain. If not, I'm just explaining it anyway. So I will get this onto the PCB tomorrow and test this out. I think I need to adjust it actually. I think at the moment it's saving out as a 1 megabyte file, and I think it needs to be. Was it 512? Did you say that these cartridges were? Um, Also independent from distance. Normal laser cuts have to focus the laser on a point. With the water jet laser, they can work any distance. Ah, okay, that's clever. That's clever. See, I love all that stuff. That's where engineering is. I find that really interesting that they figure these things out, and then not only figure out a kind of a cool science kind of experiment that proves some kind of thing, or shows, oh, you can do this with a laser, you can refocus it like this, or you can avoid having to refocus it, but then find practical applications for it as well. That's where it's really cool, and I guess that's what engineers do, right? Engineers will look at a problem and try and use everything everything they can in the science toolkit, if you like, to solve the problem in both an efficient and kind of practical way as well, pragmatic way. Um, okay, where's the output file? Yeah, so the output file is 1 megabyte. So I think these need to be. I think these need to be 512. So let me just check in my, because I think this is in my batch file, isn't it? So in here, which looks bloody awful at this size, but okay. It's one of these things, and I cannot for the life remember which one it is. Um, it's going to be this in here. It's going to be this. Let me just check. Okay. GB fix cart size. I'm gonna have to look this up because I can't remember how I set this out. MBC type 01A. It's not that. RAM size. Is it RAMs? No, it's not the RAM, is it? It's the 0 to FF. This is the number of pages, I think. So it's going to be MBC type. Okay. Very satisfied too. Same thing with coding though too. It tickles the same region of it. How do I animate waterfalls on an edge without having to shovel it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I just don't have that engineering side of things. I can focus it on. I think my skills at debugging things are what um debugging code are what help me fix electronics as well, because it's a similar process. It's like a divide and conquer process. Like eliminate as much as you can until you're down to the smallest possible unit that you can test. Um, Especially if you've got like the easy thing to do with like the Xboxes and PlayStations is just have a working one. If you've got a working one, it's really easy to test what a working one should be doing versus what a broken one is doing, and then it's quite easy to test these things. Um, Unfortunately, the problem with Xboxes is a lot of the parts you just can't replace there, so you have to take a kind of guess and uh, uh, Okay, I'm not finding the RGB fix NBC numbers. Until you accidentally short them, they have two broken things. I've been pretty lucky with that, to be honest. The only thing I ever shorted out that was relatively expensive was the 980 Ti, which I shorted. Uh, and I still got it somewhere to this day because I refuse to throw it out. Um, because I think one day I'll come back to this and fix it. But unfortunately, I don't think there's anything in there. Um, I think what I've blown in it is something I can't replace. I'm pretty sure it's one of the weird controllers in there, so I don't think I can do anything to it. So not without buying another one to butcher it with, but I just refuse to get rid of it. It's good practice anyway. I use old graphics cards as practice for surface mount stuff. So if you want to practice doing surface mount removal and replacement with a hot air gun and microscope, an old graphics card, pull the memory chips off, stick them back on again. Good practice. Um, just make sure it's one you don't mind destroying because the first time you do it, you will destroy things. Um, okay, Game Boy Color. I'm struggling to find these values. Memory bank controllers. Maybe it's in this slot. No, it's not. Is it? Damn it! You just have two broken things to fix. More fun. Yeah. Uh, yeah, exactly. That's the best thing to do because up until I learned to do that, I could only really do through hole stuff and like surface mount stuff that was quite big. So I made a little mini oscilloscope which had quite large parts, and I think the controller for that was already soldered on. Um, a little digital oscilloscope thing. But then when you want to do things like phones and Xboxes and PlayStations and motherboards and stuff like that, then you really do need to practice doing kind of microscope work as well, which I hadn't really done before. So I just took some old graphics cards and just messed with that because I've always got. I mean, I've still got loads on the shelf behind me. Graphics cards that are old and broken and stuff. So I actually haven't done any for a while. I should get back into it again and keep practicing it. I cannot find this cartridge version. Um, might have to look at this another time. Uh, Building 2 MB? No, it's not that one. Game Boy cartridge types. No, it just gives me the NBC number and nothing else. Okay, let me try. See OX1A because it's OX1A is the one that it's showing me again. Is it? Damn it! Right. Oh, hang on. This looks fairly interesting. So we're using this one at the moment. But I'm not sure what the hell all this means because this doesn't correspond to what I've got in here. Every time I hear this tune, it makes me think of the Rocket Horror Show. Time Warp. Let's close that down. Is there any information actually in here? Can't type MBC5. Yeah. X19. Let's try that. See what that comes out as. RAM size and cart do not match. A real Game Boy wouldn't care. Okay, well, I don't care either because I'm not. No, see that it's still 1 MB. I don't know how to change the freaking size of it. That's the problem. because it seems like it's something to do with this value here, but I don't see where that is actually defined. Because I'm not actually defining it in here at all. Let's check my cartridge headers. Maybe I put it in the cartridge header and I've not realized. No, okay. So the cartridge header is pre-made in here. Okay. Let's have another look. C5 isn't. Oh, here we go. MBC5, maximum 8 megabyte roll. Okay, no, this is just telling me how to use it, not actually. Magic values. No, it's not either. Does anybody know the value for the RGB fix? Hang on. Okay. Okay, sounds like I can just use any size and it'll just burn it anyway. But nobody, this is the problem I've always had with the Game Boy stuff, is finding the exact values for things can be a bit of a task. They're not always, there doesn't seem to be one good place with all this information. Here we go. Just, oh, wow. Look at that. Okay, so this is just about the writers and stuff, which I don't care too much about. None of it's telling me the RGB fix stuff anyway. Thanks, Andy. Thanks for that. Super handy info there. I see. No, nothing in here is telling me about RGB fix. Oh wait, there is one note to it. Where's that? Does it tell me the exact number? So basically, there's a number that we need to set, and that defines how big the file is when it's finished. So I think, could it be the number of banks I'm using? So if I'm using 32 banks, and each bank is 8 kilobytes, no, it's only 256, so it shouldn't matter. I mean, I can reduce these bank numbers down a little bit, maybe, see if that changes things. So 31 here, 32. So if I make this 30, 29, 28, 28, 28. I mean, this is going to do weird stuff, I'm sure. I just want to see what size it comes out as. No, it's still big. So it's nothing to do with the bank sizes. And I think the banks are 8 kilobytes anyway. So the bank sizes wouldn't have an effect. I'd have to go up to beyond 64 for it to be like that. Recursive shell and Q&A, yeah. Oh, damn. I know it's going to be a value in here. I know it's going to be one of these values. I'm just not sure what it's going to be. What if I set that and change this? If I change that to 2. I mean, this is not good, is it, when you're just guessing random values? Nintendo cartridge codes. Yeah, I know these things. It's the size values I need to know, and they're not in there. I know those things. They're mostly to do with the manufacturer and stuff. See, now I've just set the RAM size, which means I think this is probably not going to work now. I know it does work. Okay. Oh, need to get rid of the breakpoints though. I forgot I still had those in. So there's one around here. Oh no, I removed that one, so it's just the one down here. This one here. Which I can now get rid of that, and just put that back in. Hopefully I can jump and not. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So this is the RAM size, so I can't mess around with that too much. This seems to be to do with the cartridge size. But there doesn't seem to be anything else after that. I was kind of hoping there'd be another one which lets you do. I mean, why can't you just type it? I mean, there's something to be said for tools that will give you proper values. MBC5 that will give you proper parameters that mean something rather than just codes. Good night, Jamie. I think I'm gonna quit soon anyway. I'm not getting very far here. I think we've done pretty well tonight. Um, RGB fix. Let's see if I can find it with that search. Okay, we went to that one before. Oh, okay. Hang on. GB fix. Okay, I know all that. That. Halfway down. Specifies the ROMs. Yeah, well, why can't I set that in here? This is a dumb thing. So that's what it's set in here, but it should be this one. But I have no idea. I have no idea where that is in. The problem is not the fact that the header. I know that I can set these in the header, but the problem is it's this that's set in the header, and it's set in the header with this random code which generates this thing. So I don't know how to generate that properly. So this is what annoys me about tools. It's like if you're going to make a tool, don't make it so that you can't figure things out with it. Make it so it's as transparent as possible. A list of freaking codes that mean certain things is just not useful to anybody. See, maybe I could force into here. I mean, I could force it to this position here, but I don't want to have to do that. I want to do it properly through the thing. So what is it I'm looking for? I'm looking for ROM size. Okay, RGB fix ROM size. RGB fix ROM size. ROM version. Oh, 148. Okay. I mean, it says it's not even there, but it is. Oh, it's there. Okay. It's just that one. Oh, the cartridge size will be changed to reflect this new size. Pad the image to a valid size with a given pad value from 0 to FF. Okay, so pad. So we've got a pad in here. Okay, yeah. I mean this, but it is padding it out. Why is it padding it out? Maybe it doesn't need padding out because I've got the right number of banks in. See what happens without the padding. Oops. Good night, Bronco. Groovy retro music. Yeah, there's a lot of it on here. Nice to see you again, though. Really cool. We'll have to catch up sometime when the oh my god, when the pandemic's disappeared. Fingers crossed. Okay, this doesn't make any sense now. Okay, I get it. Okay, so we do have padding. So padding is correct, but it's padding up to the next size. So what we're doing is we've got your cartridge and then 8 extra banks. So 8 kilobyte banks. So each bank is 8 kilobytes, and there are however many of those. But you've also got the original cartridge ROM area as well. So that means we do need to move these numbers down. We do need to move these down. All right. So let's move these down like so. Let's go all the way down by 8. So it's going to take 8 off each of these bank numbers here. So this becomes 24. It's 18. Comes 25. This becomes 19. This becomes 25. This becomes 26. 26. Okay, and then I just need to check in map to make sure that those values are also being honored in here as well. Bank screens +1. Okay, yeah, okay. So as long as I keep those in the right order, it should, in theory, work correctly. So oh my god, what a stupid way of doing it. All right. Okay, I mean, fine. It's working. So only problem is now I need to go and see one of the bottom screens. So I need to make sure that the screens at the other end of the map are working. So let's go all the way up here. Let's change this to, let's do 99. Perfect. Cool. In that case, I think I'll leave it there. I think that's pretty good. So we've got, let me just double check that is 512. I'm pretty sure that is. 524288. Yeah, that is 512k. 524288 divided by 1024 is 512. I'm pretty sure. The number looks super familiar anyway. 524288 divided by 1024. 512. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. Let's go and find someone to raid. I'm glad that was figured out because it was starting to piss me off. I was getting a bit frustrated. So it's because what happens is the padding system will make sure that the cartridge is a valid cartridge size, and because I was using banks that had gone beyond the 512 mark, it kind of padded it out up to the next one, which was 1 MB. So this should be fine now. Right, let's go and find someone to raid. Anybody who's waiting on testing, you should hopefully receive a ROM in the next couple of days. And I'll keep you posted with new versions because they will be coming every other day or so. Okay, let's find someone to raid. Who are we gonna raid? Clipper, Chalk, Dredger, Moonbeam. It's got to be Chalk, can it? I guess. What's he playing? Something retro. Shinobi. He's playing Shinobi. Awesome. It's kind of a Chalk clan. Cool. Thanks for putting up with my my ranting at the at the Game Boy tonight. It's not been that bad. Thanks for coming along, everybody. Really do enjoy these streams, even if it is Game Boy. Getting into this more and more as we go along. Thursday, as I say, will be Mega 65. Probably going to do Collision, even if it's just a basic temporary collision system. I will put something in place so we can at least start kind of putting controls in, because I've got like lots of animations from Stoker to start adding in. So, all right, cool. See you on Thursday. Thanks for coming. Cheerio.